Francis, who's been setting up your daughters for the morning. It's very, very good to welcome you to Surbiton High School this morning for the start of what I hope will be a flourishing relationship. I think we've hit the ball in the coolest part of what's going to be quite a warm week. But it is absolutely lovely to see you this morning and to see your daughters arriving. I can see them channeling themselves off to activities as we speak, looking quite excited about transition from year 6 to year 7. So introductions, as I said. Mrs. Francis is in charge of pastoral care in year 7 to 11, and so will be a sort of key figure. To her right is Mr. Bassett in the sports department, who's going to say a little bit about how sports works from year 7, just to give you a sense of, because those structures are particularly important. And on my left is Miss Higgins, who is the head of year, who will be a person you will get to know extremely well. And she's going to do the lion's share of explaining this morning about how settling into year 7 is going to work, and lots of initial information to help you. And on my left, we've got Georgia and Hattie, who are going to give a little snapshot of their time so far in the school, as now sort of end of year, very wise people. So we'll hear from them as well. I thought it would be nice to actually hear from some of our students this morning. So just a few minutes for me to start off with before I hand over to Miss Higgins. As I said, I hope this will be the start of a really wonderful journey for your daughters and for you. We're in the midst of June, and I have to say that it's felt like such a bumpy year in terms of things going on. That, some of you may have gone to the Addams Family musical back in November, but since then we've had a sort of flurry of productions with fantastic Mr. Fox and Bugsy Malone in the first half of this term. On the sports field, earlier this term, all 6 of our major football teams, from under 13 up to under 18, won their national finals. I just kept checking the results, and the wins just kept coming in. So we bought a new trophy cabinet because we've run out of space. But we've also had wonderful success in hockey this term, carrying on. The J16 rowing crew ahead of the river. We've had successes in gym nationally and skiing. And so it's just been wonderful seeing so much great sport going on. Musically, we've had girls performing just a couple of weekends ago at Cadogan Hall as part of an opportunity with a professional choir. And some of the students are also going to be performing in a week's time at the Royal Opera House in a production of The Magic Flute. It's an opportunity across lots of different United Learning schools, so we're looking forward to that. And then Adventure Week is rolling over the hill next week with just fun-packed activities left, right and centre. So I always just feel that the term at Surbiton doesn't sort of gradually dip to a close, because there are all these great experiences we want to fill the year with. Ms. Higgins is going to talk to you a bit about what your daughters are doing this morning and how they're going to be sort of settling in the year ahead. A few things for me on that. Firstly, this morning obviously helps break the ice, and we think it's just really important that the girls meet those who will be in their forms before the summer holiday and their tutors, so that sort of breaks the ice for them. Your daughter may be one of those who is the only one coming from her school. So some reassurance about that. That may be the case for 25, 30 students. So it's very, very normal for our students to be coming from lots of different sources, and we'll help them find their feet quickly. The step up into year 7 might feel coming through the floor. We'll sort that out. The step up may sort of feel quite significant. They're coming from a smaller school into a larger school. But everything that you're going to hear tailors it in terms of the forms, the classes, the older year mentors, the co-curricular structures. All of that helps them find their feet. And the gradually mixing up through classes, the residential that they're going to go on in September. What I've seen since I've arrived in January is that sense of settling, that sense of the years 7s talking to me to the school as very much their school. I met each of the forms to ask the girls what their hobbies were, and the wonderful array of interests, which included one girl saying, I'm into sword fighting. And then she said, oh, I think I mean fencing. But I think the enthusiasm and their sense of finding something that they enjoy, can be involved in co-curricular in school, is just so important. So I'm looking forward to seeing your daughters settle in the same way. I'm actually next year going to be teaching all of Year 7 a little bit of public speaking in the course of the year. They all take part in a public speaking competition in the spring term, and I'll be stealing some little segments of English lessons to actually, so that I get to meet all of Year 7 and to sort of encourage them in that venture. That's always been an important thing for me. We're also hoping to see lots of you at the cheese and wine party later this week. It's a chance to, again, get to know parents in your daughter's form group. And so that's going to be something I look forward to seeing you actually. But without further ado, I'm going to hand over to Miss Higgins to say a little bit more about settling into Year 7. Miss Higgins, over to you.
Good morning, everyone. Firstly, I would like to start by extending a really warm welcome to you all and invite you to begin what we hope will be a hugely happy time for your children, but also an extremely positive experience for you. We really do want to foster a partnership with you that supports and nourishes your child at every stage to achieve their absolute best during their time at Surbiton High School. I feel extremely lucky to work at Surbiton High School as a teacher of English, but particularly to have the role as your child's head of year. It's an exciting time in the education of our children when they enter senior school and you watch them very quickly develop into independent young people. Having worked at Surbiton for almost 9 years now, I can honestly say that I absolutely love what I do, and I love being part of this incredible community. I hope that you and your child will feel the same as they begin their next part of their school journey here with us. I can confidently say that my team and I are passionate about providing excellent pastoral care and the guidance to the pupils in our school community, and I am always here to support them. We very much want them to flourish in their time at Surbiton, and I'm really looking forward to getting to know them in September when they join and helping make their transition as successful as possible. It is wonderful to welcome your children into school today as they start their journey with us. This is an excellent opportunity for them to meet their tutors, meet other staff, and of course, most importantly, the other pupils in their form. The current slide hopefully provides a glimpse into what they will be doing today, from lots of fun getting to know you games to learning about the brilliant Read Up initiative we have. This is a great morning, and where your child will get a feel for the school and how we do things here. The events are always hugely positive, and it is a very special and happy occasion when we welcome each new cohort into the school. It is our hope that they will already be making friends and finding a sense of belonging by the end of today. And as I said, I'm really excited to get to know each and every single one of them when they join us again in September. Please be reassured that we understand that each pupil will have had their own individual experience at primary school, and that they are all at a different stage in their growth and development. And therefore, we hope that when they transition into senior school in September, that it will be a fresh and positive start for each and every single one of them. As a school, we continually adapt and change our ways of working to ensure we meet the individual needs of every single pupil. We are always looking forward, and this was very evident in our use of technology during the pandemic, to ensure that we still delivered exceptional provision. Today, we are focusing on how we prepare pupils for life beyond Surbiton in 2032, to look at how we help children develop essential real-life skills, to look at how teachers and pupils are using AI and developing a foundation of emotional intelligence and resilience that will allow them to be successful in an ever-changing world. In all that we do, your child and their personal growth is always at the forefront of our decision-making processes. As the head year, I will endeavour to make the transition to senior school as easy as possible for them. From the induction day on Wednesday the 3rd of September and onwards, we will put every measure in place to help guide and support your children in all that they do, so that they can feel confident and assured and able to work hard and enjoy everything that Surbiton High has to offer them. I hope that I can support your children in building a strong foundation of high expectations, resilience, community, and above all, kindness. We very much want them, as I've said, to really flourish in their time with us, so that they feel assured and content in who they are as individuals. As a pastoral team, we are ultimately responsible for monitoring and overseeing the pupils' progress through 3 key strands. These 3 key areas are their academic progress, their co-curricular participation, and most importantly, their overall well-being. I will track the progress of each pupil with the support of my brilliant assistant head of year and tutor team. Miss Hardesty, there's a photo on the screen behind me, is a chemistry teacher, and alongside her role as assistant head of year 7, Miss Hardesty is also one of our heads of houses, and she has a wealth of experience in supporting students in their academic progress as well as their co-curricular engagement. She is also our Year 7 PSHE and RSE lead, and she produces fantastic resources for these lessons to support the pupils in understanding the wider world they live in, as well as developing healthy relationships. We will write to you at the start of each term to let you know what will be covered in these lessons. To ensure that all communication can be responded to swiftly, please direct all day-to-day matters, such as dental or doctor appointments, directly to your child's form tutors. If you have a wider concern about your child's well-being, then please do contact myself or Ms. Hardesty. We have a wonderful team of tutors who are working with your children already this morning, and you will have an opportunity to meet them in September. With 7A, we have Ms. Cherry Jeffries, 7C, Mrs. Holly Christophers, 7F, Ms. Christina Brennan, 7N, Mrs. Geetha Sundarech, 7P, Amanda Hiley, and 7R, Ms. Eleanor Foot. Now, there may be bumps in the initial settling in process as the pupils adapt to a bigger school, a vast curriculum, and they make new friends, but we will be there to advise and counsel them along the way. We are also extremely fortunate to have so many resources and systems in place to ensure that we can monitor the pupils' well-being. Our provision is extensive, and we have an excellent recording system for tracking one-to-one conversations. We have our Service and Cope or SCOPE mornings, and this is a program that runs over a series of mornings across the year. These sessions also form part of our PSHE, RAC and Wellbeing program, and derived from our Charter for Wellbeing, they are designated to developing healthy coping strategies and bespoke toolkits should any pupils require additional support or indeed a more specialised support pathway. In liaison with external providers, COOS, Let's All Talk Mental Health, as well as our mental health toolkit, we have the most amazing resources with which to do our jobs. In addition, we have an experienced and well-staffed welfare team who are made up of 2 nurses and 3 counsellors. Whilst we are a big school, we know our pupils, and we have the structures in place to support their individual needs and give them the best possible care. I'd like to hand over now to Georgia and Hattie, who are going to tell you a little bit more about their journey so far this year.
Hello everyone, I'm Georgia. My time at Surbiton so far has been an amazing experience. I have grown loads and learned so much about the world around me and discovered more about myself. This poem is about how the Surbiton community helped me in all of Year 7 when we joined the school last September. Once a seed, small like you, ready to start the school, fresh and new, the September air cool. My steps light and shy, a small smile to all I met. I knew I would not cry, but I was not ready yet. Soon I started to bloom, as I was nurtured and fed. My confidence filled the room, as I was gently led. I could not have done it alone, flower bright and true. I was not on my own, and neither are you.
Hello everyone, my name is Hattie, and my time in Year 7 so far has been amazing, with so many new opportunities. I have been in many sports teams, joined music ensembles, but most importantly I have learned more about myself as a person, and done things I could never see myself doing. Here is a poem I wrote to reflect on the year. Year 7, 2 words that burst with imagination, bringing a whole new sense of creation. Like a blooming bud on the tree, it brought new opportunities straight to me. At the start of the year it was a total blur, with no idea of where we were. I strolled up the stairs and opened the door, into a world I wanted to explore. Deeper into the term I put my foot first, trying new things, getting immersed. Netball, hockey, music and more, visiting places and going on tour. As grey skies left and blue ones came, I knew exactly where I wanted to aim. With summer exams coming closer with time, my friends reached out like an uncurling vine. Now, at the end of the year, we have to go, wishing it would carry on, but we all know More will come in the following years, and I cannot wait to do it with all of my peers. So, like a blooming bud on the tree, Year 7 brought new opportunities straight to me. I reached out and grabbed them tight, and started to shine bold and bright.
Carrying on with the information you need, you will receive a curriculum booklet for Year 7, which has contact information for myself, the senior leadership team, and your child's tutors during the summer holidays. It includes key dates, times, transport information, and details of all the curriculum subjects of our Wellbeing and PSHE program. Today, your child will also receive her pupil-friendly user guide to get to know the school. The booklet has been made with collaboration with the current pupils to ensure that the incoming Year 7 have everything they need to know presented with them in mind. With all this information to hand, as well as further opportunity in September to attend the welcome evening, we hope that you will begin to feel much more familiar with our systems and procedures.
They just sent someone out to fix it.
You will notice that each form is linked to one of our school houses. Each house takes its name from an inspirational individual. 7A is Austin House, C is Curie, F is Franklin, N is Nightingale, P is Pankhurst, and R is Rosa Parks. The house system gives pupils the opportunity to work collaboratively and take part in an array of activities throughout the year, from algebra and public speaking competitions to the annual arts and fashion showcase. There really is so much to take part in and be involved in. These events give opportunities to fundraise and donate money to the chosen house charities and to earn house points throughout the year. Sorry. Here at SHS, we are mindful of ensuring our students are aware and engaged with the world around them, and so we encourage them to get involved in the various house events and community outreach projects available to them. We hope that you will support them with this and share in their successes. These events and initiatives encourage the vertical integration of our pupils and encourage them to engage in interactions with older pupils. It is always amazing to watch the way in which the sixth formers work with the Year 7s and the connections that are made. Today, your children will also be working with some of our current wonderful Year 8 ambassadors who will be there to help and support them as they begin their journey with us. As part of our ambassador program, your children will be joined by the Year 8 ambassadors at the start of the school day on a regular basis throughout the year to be a helpful sounding board or a guide for them. This works brilliantly alongside our Year 12 mentors who join Year 7 on a weekly basis to run various activities for them and answer any questions they may have. This is a vertical team that really allows our pupils to develop strong connections throughout the school. I believe that there are currently over 150 different clubs available for your children to choose from next year. I have picked out a few that are often quite popular with Year 7, including the Art of Dissection is always a popular one, the Reckless Writers Club, Myth Makers, Costume Design Club, the Green Fingers Club, and Beginners Italian. You will receive a full co-curricular booklet, and your children will have an opportunity to sign up to their chosen clubs at the co-curricular fair in September. We use an excellent online booking system called SOCS, which we will induct the pupils on in September. You can see the login page in the middle of the slide behind me. It is easy to use as it supports parent login, so you can see very easily what clubs your child has signed up to and when they are. It also allows you to see the various sporting fixtures. There will also be multiple opportunities for team building within the year group. We work hard here to create a sense of community across the year and to encourage friendships across the forms. One thing to bear in mind is that your child will be taught most of her subjects in her Year 7 form. But in Year 8, we will have teaching classes where we mix the forms. Therefore, your child will always be with the same peers for registration, PSHE and RSC lessons, as well as the house events, and they'll use the same form base room, but they will mix with pupils from other forms in Year 8 for their academic lessons. Alongside being set for maths and electing different language choices, there really is so much opportunity here for your child to meet other peers and develop many strong connections. Within the year group, we have our residential team building, which takes place within the first fortnight of them joining the school. The dates are, as will be shared with you, but it's the 11th to the 12th of September. It's a one-night stay at PGL Marchants Hill in Hindhead, where the pupils will get to participate in a variety of activities, and this will conclude their setting in transition. We will give more specific details about this at our September induction day, and I will also send out a letter and a kit list to you all over the summer so that you and your child can excitedly begin preparing for this. This trip really is always a highlight for our pupils. Just before my exam classes left to go on study leave, I asked them about some of their highlights in their time at Surbiton, and every single one of them replied with how much they loved the Year 7 residential, and it was one of their favourite all-time trips, and that it will always stick in their minds as one of their top senior school experiences. Throughout Year 7, we have many opportunities for your children to participate in competitions, assemblies, charitable work, and much, much more. Surbiton High is undoubtedly a school of rigorous academic endeavour, but above all, we want your children to be happy, confident individuals who are able to show kindness and empathy to those around them. We want them to find opportunities to feel empowered to take the lead and develop new skills. To try, even if they don't succeed on their first attempt, but just to try and give things a go. We want to encourage them to show social responsibility, to help in school and in the wider community, to offer themselves as ambassadors of the school, and to want to give to others. And finally, in line with our school's vision statement, we really do want them to inspire them to be the very best that they can be. I would like to close by sharing a short video that our current Year 7s volunteered to partake in, which I hope will reassure you that everything will be absolutely fine.
So the thing I really enjoyed about Year 7 was PGL at the beginning of the year. It was a really good bonding and community building activities. It was really fun because I got to meet so many new people outside of my form and outside of my dorm.
So we were in groups of like loads of people we didn't know, and we did activities together like a zip wire and like team building. I really liked the big swing, which was like a swing that led you really high, and then they'd let go and you'll go like really fast forwards and backwards.
Probably the fashion show. I thought that was really fun because it was kind of just getting to know your form a bit more and getting to know everyone within your form, and that was really nice, getting to work together to do. I was a model, so yeah, we were doing the runway, that was quite fun. It was quite scary at first, but it was fun to do it.
The fashion show, we were all competing for our house, but also as a form, and we designed costumes, and then we had models and dancers on stage as well.
I'd say definitely Fantastic Mr. Fox, because the rehearsals are so fun, because I don't have that big of a part, but it just means I get to hang out with friends. And I've also got really close with some people that I didn't know before, which has been really fun.
I probably enjoyed meeting all the new people and trying all the new clubs.
At the beginning, in September, you have an option of like loads of different clubs, and you just get to sign up for the ones that you like the idea of.
The co-curricular fair was really fun. There were loads of tables set out where we could choose. We could sign up for all different clubs, and I signed up for quite a few.
Also concert band, which is like all different instruments, like woodwind and percussion. And so I play the clarinet, and it's like a really nice chance to like meet new people. There are so many options. There are like maths, there are reading, there are writing, but there are also so many sport options. There's cricket, football, netball, tennis, everything, any sport. And there's also drama, dance, there's so many clubs.
Be yourself and don't be afraid to put yourself into things. The best thing you can do is put yourself into things. You get to make new friends, which is for often people who join Year 7 really scary. And if you do more things, you do have more fun. And clubs can also be really fun and interesting to do, especially ones you don't do at prep school, because you learn new subjects as well.
I'd say just do things you haven't tried before, step out of your comfort zone. Be confident, because if you're confident you get far. Because with auditions and with tryouts, then you're confident they can see that,
and it helps a lot.
Probably like just be yourself and just like mix around with everybody.
Don't be afraid and be yourself. The best thing you can do is be yourself to make new friends. Don't pretend to be someone you're not. People are going to like you for who you are.
We really are looking forward to welcoming your children in September for our full induction day. As I said, that will take place on Wednesday the 3rd. The following slides give you a quick overview of what we have put in place for them that day, and I hope that it will be successful in terms of getting them ready for the start of term with a good mixture of important administrative tasks, team building, and most importantly, ice cream. There are a couple of forthcoming dates for your diary here, including the pre-season training dates, induction day, and then of course our residential trip. Before I hand over to Ms. Bass, who will be speaking to you a little more about our sports programme at Surbiton, I would like to mention that our admissions team, the senior leadership team, as well as our school nurse, who is over there alongside Debbie Shepherd, our lead counsellor, and Mrs. King, our head of learning support, they'll be available to speak to after the talk. So if you need to speak to any of us, please do come and ask us any questions you may have. Please do not hesitate to contact me if you have any questions or concerns prior to your child starting in September, and I wish you all a really enjoyable and restful summer break when it comes. Thank you for listening.
Good morning everyone, I am Cara Bass, I'm the Assistant Director of Sport here at Surbiton High. As you have seen and you have heard, sport is an integral part of Surbiton High. We have so many options available for your children, and what I want you to know is that if your child is high performance and they would like to go on the pathway to wear an England jersey in whatever sport, we will nurture them, we will help them. If your child has a fear of sport and the thought of going into a PE lesson might be the worst part of their week, it won't be when they start Surbiton High, because we will look after them as much as we look after the elite students. Okay, it's really, really important to us as a PE department that every single child feels that they can leave our lessons feeling confident, whether that is because they are travelling down the high performance pathway or whether it is because they are learning to enjoy lifelong participation from a health perspective. So that is our vision. We want to look after every single child. Myself and Miss Wilson are in charge of the department. It is a very large department. And what we ask, in the second you will have some contacts of the heads of sport. Those heads of sport are your first contact. They are the ones that will be able to help you with any individual questions about any sports that we have. Your child will have single PE lessons. So during the week, in the morning, it will work on a rotation for an A or B week, dependent on the timetable. In their single PE lessons, we try to make things as varied as possible. They will have athletics. OAA is outdoor adventurous activities. All right, this is where we take the children up to Hinchley Wood, and they are with a lead specialist where they will learn to build campfires. They will learn to put up tents. They can do all your summer jobs for you. All right. So they also get the opportunity to do cricket and netball. If we have our scholars during that time, they will run a specific scholarship programme where they will do some S&C as a group together. For those of you with children that are going to become scholars, we can talk to you separately about what that programme consists of. They also have a games afternoon. Your child's games afternoon will be on a Friday. We split the games afternoons, so they are either, they could be at multiple venues. It could be that your child is taught on site. It could be that your child is taught at Hinchley Wood. We are very, very fortunate to have Excel in Elmbridge, the sports centre. We hire out nearly the entire sports centre every single games afternoon. We try to take as many children there. If they're at cricket, they may go to Isha Cricket Club. If they're hockey players, we may even take them to Surbiton Hockey Club. Whatever venue we can get hold of that is best for your child, that's what we will do. So every 6 weeks they will do a rotation, and they will either be in the competitive pathway, the artistic pathway, or the all-rounder pathway. The competitive pathway. The competitive pathway is any pupil that is selected to compete in the A, B, C squads of football, hockey and netball. They will then have their games afternoon, because that's when a lot of their fixtures, especially the National Cup fixtures, they will take place during their games afternoon because of the travel. So any student's competitive pathway. If your child is more of a dancer and a gymnast, they are then placed into the artistic pathway, where they will have a more artistic plan put in place for them. If your child would just like to have a little go at everything, they become the all-rounders. They have a 6-week rotation and they do absolutely everything. So we as a school want to cater for your children. We don't want to dictate and force a programme, because we know, in our experience, that's when children start to not enjoy going to PE, when they're forced to do activities. So the maximum time they will do on one sport, if they are an all-rounder, will be 6 weeks. And they get to do a very varied programme. When it comes to our co-curricular, all co-curricular happens after school. You will be sent all the information of which nights these will be on. All of them take place after school, apart from rowing. This is something that a lot of parents ask me, when can my child have a go at rowing? We don't start, because of their age and the size of their bodies, it would be dangerous for us to put them on an ergo or in a boat before they get to year 8. So year 8 is when the co-curricular rowing starts. Your child will have the opportunity to do rowing in her PE lesson when they get to year 9. All right, skiing is done after school, everything else takes place during the school day. We do have some Saturday fixtures, but they tend to be more on your football and hockey, so that we don't have lots of clashes. With the co-curricular programme, it's vast. It's very big indeed. For an example, we had over 500 hockey, netball and football fixtures in 2 terms. Just those 3 sports, we had over 500 fixtures. So with that, it is big, but we make sure your child has the opportunity to do everything. We do not clash our co-curricular sports. So if your child wants to be in the 18 across many, they have the opportunity. If they want to be in one sport and then have a little bit of a recreational time in another, that's okay too. So we absolutely cater for everybody. And with that, we have on the screen about which nights that they are on, but you will be sent that as well. When it comes to the co-curricular, your children will be all given this information. It is a lot of information. We make sure that we do meet them in the first week. In the first week, we will go and meet them outside the building of where their last lesson is, and we will physically come and collect your children and take them to the correct meeting spot so that they're not intimidated and so that they feel confident in going to the co-curricular. We always meet outside the science block. That's where all of our coaches for after school take place. And when there are always PE staff outside, and when the children come to us, they will say, I'm going to Surbiton Hockey Club to do hockey. And we say, that's your bus. Or I'm off to Hinchwood. Okay, I'm on a fixture. Okay. And we will tell your children which bus so that they feel confident and they know what they're doing. We do have a green travel plan across the school. And this green travel plan is not only good for the environment, but it's making sure that your children stay as safe as possible. So what we do is we will always make sure that we take your children to Hinchwood or Surbiton Hockey Club on the coaches for their co-curricular. We then, when it is a training session, we will always bring your children back to school. We do this so that we do not have as much congestion around Hinchwood and Open Lane. We do say in our green travel plan that there is no parking at Hinchwood car park. The reason for that is because we will often have, with the boys prep and the girls prep, there will be approximately 300 children, and if we have a fixture, even more, 300 children on that one site, all trying to leave at the same time. Now, if you can imagine the congestion of all those parents coming and the safety of making sure that your children can vacate the site, it is safer for them to get on one of our coaches and then leave the car park. We don't allow any vehicles. Please, if you do need to come and collect your child, please park at open lane. It's a 2-minute walk, and it's our other site, and it is a lot safer because it means there's no congestion outside on the road, which then, if you move it from one problem to another. So please do not park outside Hinchley Wood and upset the residents. It makes our life easier. With the Green Travel Plan, we have drop-off points. We want to make it as easy for you as possible. We understand that your children will be trying to get to lots of different places around the area, so we will drop them off. Our first stop is at Hinchley Wood train station. Okay? We then have the subsequent drop-off points that you can see on the screen. You can collect your child at any one of those points. From being here for 14 years, I'd select one of those and pick them up from there, or wait till they get back to school. Because these are the easiest way for you to collect your children rather than coming to Hinchley Wood. And I'm seeing a few nods in the crowd of those parents that have older children in the school. It's better if they get onto the coach and we will then drop them off. Socks, this has been spoken about. This is our sports Bible. Alright, so it has the new password. Nobody else has the password other than you for next year. September the 1st is when this password will become activated. From here you will be able to access, and so will your child using the same password, you will be able to access Socks. Socks gives you everything that you will need. It will tell you the fixture list for the entire season, unless it's a cup match. Cup matches we only get 2 weeks notice, unfortunately. It will give you all of the information you need. It will have team sheets. It will have pick-up times. It will have maps to the venue if you wish to collect your child from the venue. So Socks is an integral part. We encourage your children to use Socks more than yourselves. It is better if your children become really independent and they look, and if they see that there is a clash, we really do our best not to, but if there is a clash, it's really good if your children can bring it to us as soon as possible, because these things do happen. With the fixtures. Okay, so with these fixtures, they're all on the calendar a year in advance. That's the friendlies. Okay? Tournaments are all on the calendar for next week, for next year. Please, 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 could I ask that all parents, if your child wishes to be on one of the sports teams, please could you organise any dental appointments, anything else that they do after school. If you could please work around the sports calendar, it would really help, because we will have over 100 children coming to each sport. We can't change our setting, unfortunately, so if you were able to manage around us, it would make it a lot easier. We have home and away fixtures. If your child is at a home fixture, if they're at a home fixture at Hinchley Wood, we will drive your child to Hinchley Wood for that home fixture. On home fixtures, we do not have the return coach system back. And the reason for that is because we can never 100% guarantee what time the opposition will get to us and therefore what time it will finish. We can't hold the buses at Hinchley Wood because it means anybody else using the bus system for any other training sessions will then be late for getting home. So we say that for any home fixtures, students must make their own arrangements to get home. If it is a training session, we will always have our Green Travel Plan bus route back. Away fixtures, there will always be transport back to school site after an away fixture. If you decide that you would like to collect your child from, or please come and watch them, the more cheerleaders we have, the better. If you decide that you would like to come and watch your child in that fixture, or come and collect them, you have to make sure that you are at that site 15 minutes before we finish. All right, we can give you a more of an ETA at the time, but all of that information is on site. If you are not at that venue, by the time we need to leave, your child will have to come back on the bus with us, because we will never leave a child at a venue, and we cannot make everybody else late on their onward journeys. So if you're not there for whatever reason, it's not a problem. We will make sure your child comes back to school and that they are safe. This is exactly what I've just been talking about in terms of the collection, and all we ask is for training sessions and for fixtures, if you could be early, 5 minutes early is on time, okay? Just to make our lives a little bit easier, that if we can just make sure that everybody is there so that nobody is late. Illness and absence speaks for itself, in that if your child is not able to attend to anything, please, if your child is not able to because they are poorly, could you let the head of sport know as soon as possible that they are not going to be there? Because we will not cancel fixtures. We won't cancel fixtures. We will just find somebody else. But we need to let that child know, we need to let their parents know, etc., etc. So for whatever reason, if they're not there, it's not a problem. Just give us as much notice as you can so we can make alternative arrangements. PE kit. PE kit. So these are the times when your children are allowed to wear their PE kit into school. If they have a single PE lesson, they come to school changed and they stay changed. If they have a games afternoon, they come to school in their kit and they stay in their kit all day. If they have training after school, they come in school uniform and they get changed at the venue. Okay, once again, we will go through all of this with your children. All right, some will get it wrong and that's absolutely okay. We will just teach them. These are the information for the heads of sport. So these are your first port of call if possible. If you have any questions about any of the sports, any information, any of the contact details whatsoever, team sheets, anything, these are your people. And then myself and Miss Wilson will step in should we have to if things aren't cleared up. Okay, so I think that's it from me, and I will pass over back over to you.
We do things other than sport. It's just there's a certain amount of logistical things to share with you at this point. As I said, more of this will be reinforced to help you understand how everything works. Well, now is an opportunity to have more refreshments, speak to any of the team that you'd like to talk to, meet our Parents Association who support the work of the school so well, we'll have conversations with us as well, and obviously you'll be arriving towards lunchtime to pick up your daughters. But otherwise, thank you so much for coming in today, and looking forward to seeing you later also at the Cheese and Wine, hopefully later this week. Thank you so much for coming in this morning.